If you were the child who never caused problems, the quiet one, the easy kid, the one teachers loved and parents never had to worry about, this video is about you, because sometimes the child who never causes problems is the child who learned very early that their problems don't matter. And the strange thing is, people praise that child. They say things like, "You're so mature. You're not like other kids. You're so easy to handle." But what they don't see is this. That child isn't trouble-free. That child is just very good at disappearing. Think about it. In many families, there's always one child who feels like the emotional shock absorber. When things get tense, they stay quiet. When adults are stressed, they stay understanding. When something goes wrong, they try not to add to the problem. Maybe that child was you. You learned to read the room. Like a weather sensor, you could feel emotional storms before they even started. If someone was in a bad mood, you noticed it instantly. So you adjusted, you stayed calm, you stayed quiet, you stayed good. While other kids were busy being loud, messy, and carefree, you were busy being careful. Careful not to upset anyone. Careful not to ask for too much. Careful not to become another problem someone had to deal with. It's like being a guest in your own home. You tiptoe around, you keep your voice low, you try not to disturb anything. And slowly, without realizing it, you start believing something dangerous. That being low maintenance is the same thing as being loved. Psychology actually explains this pattern. Children are extremely adaptive. A child's brain is constantly scanning the environment and asking one question: what version of me is safest here? For some children, safety comes from attention. But for others, safety comes from being invisible. If a home feels unpredictable, if adults are overwhelmed, if emotions feel heavy, the child learns something powerful. They learn that being quiet keeps the peace, so they become the observer. They watch everything. They read facial expressions like a language. They learn the tone of footsteps, the silence after arguments, the mood of the room. Their brain becomes like a radar system, constantly scanning for emotional danger. And people mistake that for maturity, but often it's not maturity, it's survival. Because when a child constantly manages the emotions of others, they slowly stop expressing their own. It's like carrying everyone else's bags while leaving your own behind. Eventually, you forget you were carrying anything at all. And that's why many problem-free children grow into adults who struggle with things like asking for help, expressing anger, setting boundaries, or even knowing what they truly feel. Because their role was never to be the one with needs. Their role was to make life easier for everyone else. But here's the truth. Being the child who never caused problems didn't make you weak. It made you incredibly perceptive. You developed emotional awareness early. You learned empathy. You learned responsibility. But you also deserve something many quiet children never received. Space. Space to be messy. Space to complain. Space to not have everything under control. Because childhood isn't supposed to look like perfect behavior. It's supposed to look like learning, mistakes, chaos, laughter. If you were the child who never caused problems, maybe it's time to stop carrying that role everywhere you go. You're allowed to take up space now. You're allowed to express frustration. You're allowed to not always be the easy one. And if this video made you feel understood, if it described a part of your childhood, consider subscribing. Because on this channel, we explore the hidden psychology behind the experiences many people went through silently. And sometimes understanding your past is the first step to finally feeling free from it. Because the quiet child deserves to be heard too.